Hello viewers and welcome back to my radio repair channel. Today we have a receiver made by Philips. It's the 22AH777 made by Philips in Sweden, 1978. So it's an oldie but a goodie, so to speak. Alright, I already have the schematic here. I don't know if you're going to need that or not. As you can see, I already took the top side off to have a look inside. As I bought this as not working, so I didn't pay much for it. But it's basically a tuner amplifier. This is the one I always wanted to have when I was a young boy, and but never had the money to be able to afford it. So well, at least I have it now. This is also the one that I'm going to take to Indonesia. I had lots of old amplifiers and tuners and all that sort of stuff, and most of it I'm like, why bother taking this with me? It's no point. I want to have something that is good, nice, you know, nice to listen to, and just one good tuner amplifier that'll do me. So it's going to be this one. The reason that I opened the top already is because it didn't work. The power switch is not working. Now these are notorious for bad power switches. This one is already replaced by another power switch, and they didn't do a very good job on it because it didn't quite fit the bracket, so they had to do a lot of bending on it to make it fit. And then there is a rod. That's the switch. The switch is mounted in the back, but on the back, but your push button is in the front, of course. So they're using these type of rods. Right here, the push button in the front is fitted, and this end fits to the switch. Right, how does that work? Oh, here. Well, this is not the old power switch from the radio, because the original one I don't have, but this is a switch that is of which the front is similar. Now normally this goes in there like that, right, and then you tighten up the screw, and this is then how it works. That's the idea. Now they over tighten this screw, so hold on. So this bit broke off and stayed inside this rod. Now I already managed to get the remains out of it, so that's okay. The power switch, you cannot fit just any type of power switch because it needs to have an extra switch on it. So if you switch your radio off, that your loudspeakers are connected to ground. That's the idea. Now I managed to find one. That's from Telefunken. Hang on, I will grab it and show it to you. There I have it. I managed to get one. It's from Telefunken. I believe GVC had the same ones. Now, like I said, I don't know if this is the exact one that used to be in this radio, because I don't have the original one, but this is one that'll work. Here you have the connectors for your power, and here are the ones for your loudspeaker. So this is on, right, and off. You connect your speakers to ground, and that's why you need this extra switch on your power switch. But managed to find it. Yeah, I'll show you that a little bit in detail. Hang on. Get the camera off. Yeah, I can switch the camera off and on again, and you know, it only takes a second, doesn't matter. So here you have it. Here you have the bracketry, so to speak. There are two other switches on that same bracket. This was on here like that. Well, can't get it in place correctly, but you get the idea. And then of course this rod was fitted to it. Right, so to get this done properly, I would have to get the whole bracket out, and that means I would have to desolder the other two switches from the board as well, but that doesn't matter. So if I do it, I always like to do it right. I don't like to fool around. And there's another thing I found here on the back side. That's where you normally have your connectors for your loudspeakers. Now they took the original DIN connectors off and I put this well, connector block on there, and that's how I put speaker wires on myself as well for testing purposes. But of course this is also going to be replaced, and I will put the original DIN connectors back in here, so I don't want to have it like this. Now it is working in a way that I will show it to you. It's a little bit tricky, of course. I have to plug it in. So here's that switch. I don't like to grab it like that. As you can see, the radio is on now, but there is no sound coming from the speaker. And by the way, if I let go of it, it switches off. So the switch is mechanically damaged. So it's hard for me to test the radio now. So the first thing to do is actually to replace the power switch. So, and therefore, like I said, I have to desolder the other two. So I will do that first, and then we go on from there. So almost there. Most of it I did with the old tin circuit, and the last little remains with some wick. And that wick, that works fine for cleaning it up properly. You know, I always like to use a little bit of extra solder flux, and it makes it easier. And then the wick soaks up the remains. So, alright, so it should be loose now. So see if we can get it off. Well, I almost forgot. I can't pull them off yet because there are two screws here on the bottom where the bracket is tightened with to the board. So I think it's a good idea to get those out first. Yeah. The other one. So, let's see how this works. Have to remove the rods. Can you see anything at all? Probably not, but it doesn't matter. I have to disconnect the rods first, so, and then see if we can get this. Oh, it's coming off. All right. Well, here's the whole assembly. These two switches are from speakers A and B, and here is supposed to be the power switch. And as you can see, they already did bend a lot on the bracket to make this replacement switch fit. Well, this switch you can't see now. See, this one, which is also broken now. So what I will try to do is to see, where is it again? Oh, here. If we can make this replacement, this telefunken replacement, if we can make this fit the bracket one way or another. I think sideways fits it better. Yes, it does. But then I also have to make some alterations to the bracket to make this work. So, and therefore I will take this to the garage, where I have some little tools and stuff where I can work on it to make this all fit. Now, to work on it a little easier, I have to take it apart a little further. Dus the bracket has a bracket, so to speak. So we take the bracket off the bracket. Yeah. And then see if it goes easier. And there's two ways I can go about this. Let me see. Oh, this comes off. Alright. I can try to put this on this way around. This is the way the replacement was on there as well. Or sideways. And that already fits the slot better. This way around it doesn't. I can't get it in. I have to, I don't know, would it work at all? No, it wouldn't work at all. So sideways is the best option in this case for this replacement switch. The only thing is it doesn't get on there deep enough. And the reason for that is that this bit needs to come down a little further. So see if I can use a file on that. That would be the nicest way to look out there. Somebody already bent the hell out of it. Alright, well, let's see what we can do with it. So I test fitted everything. This fits nicely. I made alterations to the bracket. Here's the power switch. I put it in there sideways. That was the best way to get it mounted. The best way it would fit, so to speak. The electrical connections are then sideways. That doesn't make any difference for the functionality of the switch. I actually think it looks a little better because it points away from the circuit board, and there's quite an air gap here. So for connecting the wires. So yeah, let's put everything back together and see if it works. So it is built in now. Here's that new power switch. As I said, it's sideways, mounted on the original bracket. The wires are soldered back onto it, and here is that rod that goes to the front where your push button is mounted. So, alright, let's see if it works. Well, you'd have to plug it in first, that usually helps. Push power button, there it goes. You can hear the relay of the speakers coming in. We only have one light for the illumination of the scale. The other two are blown. Well, that's something we have to replace. Now, there's still no sound coming from it, as you see. So it's AM and FM. And now I have some temporary speakers wired up here, but it's nothing. There's also not even a signal. If you look a little closer to the here, this is a tuning signal. See, it's not moving, it's not doing anything. So see this. Yeah, there's also a preset. The preset is also not doing anything. Yeah. Where's the preset button here? See, it has like 5 preset stations. Now, if you use that, you should be able to see that here on that other scale where it is set to. It's not doing anything. On FM manual it's not doing anything. Although it's on, the radio is getting power. It looks like that the tuning part is not getting any power. So let's investigate that. Oh, the other side. What I usually do is look for the obvious. So before you start taking out all the guns, so to speak, look for the obvious. This radio is full of all sorts of fuses. Now we're going to see if we can find one that is for the tuner and see what's the state of it. It might be as easy as that. So the radio is switched off and unplugged. I put the multimeter just on, well, what would you call that position? I don't even know what it's called in English. But it's see if you have an open circuit, yes or no. So if you hold your wires, you have to switch it on first, usually helps. If you do this, if it's open it's not beeping, so that's actually the easiest way to check this, and then without the power being switched on. I found a fuse that is for the tuning. Well, that is good, there's nothing wrong with it. But there's another one that is, where is the, no, I can't find it. There's another one, but I'll have to look where it is, because there's many fuses in this machine. You see here. There are a few of them here on the back side for the loudspeakers. There's one here, mains. I think somebody built that in, but I'm not sure. It doesn't look like it's original. But then again, I don't know what the original is supposed to look like. Yeah. Oh yeah, right. Here's that one. It's not doing anything. Would it be that easy? Well, it would be nice for a change. Let's see if we can get the thing out, and it's a little bit awkward position. Where's that? A tiny screwdriver. Well, it sure looks like it's blown. Let's test it again here. Now it's out of the machine. Sure enough, it's blown. And that is, yeah, that's power going towards the tuning part. So it would be very nice if this indeed is the problem. Now the question is going to be, of course, why did the fuse blow? Usually there is a reason for. The reason can be, and hopefully, that it is because of peak power. So every time you switch that radio on, there is a little peak going through this fuse, and that could actually wear it out. It is possible. And since I don't see any burn marks inside, no, it looks like a broken wire inside. I don't think it's because of a short. I think it actually did wear the fuse out. That can happen. It's already an old radio. It's 1978, so I don't know. Let's see. Fuses, I still have a few. Yeah. First see what value we need. So 315 milliamps. All right. Well, see what you have here. I have to get one from. I've got 315. I got two different types of slow acting and fast acting. Now, voila. I will put in a slow acting fuse then. It will be more resistant to power peaks usually. That's why this is a slow one. I'll put it in and see what we get. Right. If it's not good, the fuse is going to blow again, and then we have to dig deeper and see what's up. Let's see if there's nothing underneath it, because the bottom part is open, of course. It's a circuit board. What happened to me one day, believe it or not, I was working on. It was a cheap radio. That's a good thing about it. Doesn't matter. Yeah. But what happened is that there was a screw underneath the circuit boards, and I hadn't seen that. So I plug it in, switch it on, and poof! Well, then I didn't need to repair it anymore. All right, good. Let's plug it in and see what we get. All right. See, we already have tuning signal. Oh, you can't see that. Oh, speakers A and B, which speaker did I have? Oh, well, it's doing something. There's no sound coming out of it. Which speaker did I connect that? I can't see that. Well, I still have no sound, but something is working now. The tuning part is working for sure. AM, FM stereo even, but no sound. That's funny. Oh, well, let me investigate. Well, I found why it didn't work. Here are the switches of the speakers A and B, and although I put the bracket back in and I screwed it down and I connected the power switch, I never soldered the switches from the speakers back on the board. Has to do with old age, I suppose, I don't know. So I will solder these up and then we test it again. So here we have it. I soldered the switches back to the board, and well, now it works. We have to wait for it.
Migranten. Het zal dan uitkomen dat ze meer rechten hebben. Dus hoe reageren de andere gemeenten daarop? Nee, daar heb ik met de VNG over gesproken. De VNG die juicht het natuurlijk toe, want die zien ook dat het een steeds groter probleem wordt. Dat er steeds meer arbeidsmigranten op straat. Maar ja, ze kijken ook wel met zorgelijke ogen naar, want ze hebben ook zoiets.
Not too long with music, of course. So this works. What I have to do now is replace these bulbs. Now, funny thing is, I just checked it. They are 6.3 volts, and that's interesting because most tube radios, the scale plates are also 6.3 volts, but that's because they run off the filament voltage. So the tube filaments run on 6.3 volts, and then the scale lamps are also connected to the same circuit. So that's funny. I have those. So I think I replace all three of them, because the one in the middle, the one that actually is working, is not the proper one. It's round. It should be a little bit well, longer. I can show you that. Can I show you that? Yeah, I can. Here is spare bulbs. I usually have these for my tube radios. Oh, if I can get it open, would be very nice. These are the ones. See? So they're not exactly round, they're a little bit more, well, what is it? Pear? Nah, I don't know. You see it yourself. I replace all three of them. And then of course we have to get the that speaker wiring off of there and put the original DIN connectors back. And it was a little bit tricky getting those, because you can buy those DIN connectors, many of them, but they're usually chassis mount. So that means it has like two ears on with two holes where you put screws in and screw it down to the metal of your chassis. Now this one, it was different. They were circuit board mounted, and they were not easy to get. I did find them, however. There is a guy, I always forget him, but if I'm searching for certain stuff, I always get back to his website. It's just unbelievable. Alright, well, so I will at least replace the bulbs first, and then see if we can get the speaker connectors replaced. So. Yeah, that's blown. And here you can see the wrong type is fitted. It's supposed to be this shape, and this is round. Alright. Yeah, throw them in the bin. So, the new ones. 3 of them. Oh. Yeah, you'd say like, why aren't you using LED replacements? Yeah, that's a good question actually. I don't know. I don't like the light of the LED that much. I think it's well, not yeah. You know, it's different. It might not look bad, but you know what? I will work with this first and then see how I get along. Put this thing back on here. And it's actually not bad the way this is done. So now I should have all three of them working. Let's see if that is the case. Yep. Oh, it's a lot of light. So, now speaker connectors. By the way this is wired up is also wrong. Wrong in the way that you see they've used red and blue. Now I think you would take blue for minus and the red one for the positive, right? And blue being negative. But they have that the wrong way around as well. If you test this, normally, not in all cases though, but in many cases, all the grounds are connected to each other. So if I disconnect the speakers, so it's normally all the grounds, like I said, not in all cases, but many cases, all the grounds would be connected to each other. So that means if I start to test this, yeah, and I have the blue one, and I would connect my meter to another blue one, then you should have connection, but I don't have that. Now if I take the red one and connect it to another red one, there you go. So I don't know how this radio ever worked. I mean, they always had the speakers wired up wrong then. Well, sometimes, you know. So here we have it. The link connectors, speaker connectors are in place. Soldered them here. I couldn't get to everything. Actually I had to remove this back panel a little bit. Move it out of the way to get to the solder joints. And this is it. So let's check everything again and test it and see if it works. So here we have it. The speakers are wired up properly now with the DIN plugs. And it's working.
Ontzettend veel op, maar ook voornamelijk veel vrolijke muziek. En daarom twee opties, ABBA, Gimme 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 of Whitney Houston.
It's not bad, the sound coming from these tiny speakers. So, can you machine? Yeah, you can see this one, right? You got two of them. Actually, they're car speakers out of the, I don't know, 80s or so, I don't know. And, but I found it handy for here for testing.
Ja, want de andere helft past niet, dus we moeten zo nog even heen en weer.
It's actually not bad. So I'm quite pleased with it. It doesn't have much bass, of course. That's simply because you have these tiny speakers. If you wire this up to a set of proper speakers, you have better sound. So that's it, success. I can put all the lids back on, and this will be ready for shipment to my new home. Yes. Oh, I will show this the part number here from the power switch. This is a common problem on these amplifiers. I had no idea. I had to look this up myself. That's how I know. And what often is the case that you can't get the original replacement for it anymore. So what the people do is they take, if they still have it, I didn't have one, if the original switch still inside the radio, they take that whole switch apart and clean it and do something with it and then put it back together and run it. Now, then you would still have a repaired old switch, which isn't quite suitable for this radio. Yes, that's the problem. But what I heard, what I've read, so to speak, on some fora, is that you hear crackling noises coming from the switch, and then the light of your scale plate also dims, you know, and that is just a sign of it not being strong enough. This is a 4 amp switch. That should do for this radio. I have only a 3 or maybe 2 amp switch is fitted. There is a fair chance, of course, that it burns out sooner or later. So this is a good replacement. I will put the link somewhere under the video description, so you can be able to find it. This works. Like I said, you would have to make some alterations to your bracket, but that's also not hard work. You see how easy it actually is to get the bracket out. You wouldn't expect it, but it's easy. You get the rods off the switches, you undo the screws from the bracket, you desolder the two other ones, you use your tin sucker and a little bit of wick towards the end to clean it up nicely, and it lifts right out. And then you can take it to your garage or your shed or whatever place you have where you do your hobby. And then I actually ended up using what you call it, the tiny what is that called, man? Hang on, I forgot. The original one is Dremel, but the one I have is of course an imitation of it, but still works, same thing. Just to Dremel it out a little bit so it the switch would fit. What I did not do, of course, is I didn't change the front, because that's where your switch actually slides in, so you don't want to make any changes on that, because the switch will fit in there. But it is the back side of that bracket that you have to make some changes to make it fit. That's it. So as I would like to take this radio downstairs and to wire it up to some proper speakers to give it a better sound, so the sound better. But I'm not going to do it. Like I said, I know it works, it's fine now. It's quite a hassle to bring this thing downstairs and wire it up and all that sort of stuff, when we have seen it that we have heard it that it works. So I'm not going to do it. Alright, so as towards the end of every video, it's beer time. Let me see what we have in the fridge and bring it up and do a little taste.
Heb je de afgelopen dagen geluisterd naar Maarten en Dorothee? Naar aanloop van de verkiezingen nodigen ze elke dag een politiek kopstuk uit.
Nou, here we have it. The radio is finished. I found a beer in the fridge. It's Brugge Triple. It's a Belgian beer from the city Brugge. Let me see. Alcohol percentage is 8.7. Yeah. So let's give that a try and see if it's any good. I'll pour it in my most favorite glass, of course. Ooh. Yeah. It does foam pretty good, as you can see. Well, for me, it's really raining badly outside. Yeah, I don't know what's up. It's the rain season, I believe. It's Musim Mujan. Yeah. Alright, let's give this a taste. Proost. Yeah, you can taste that it's strong. It's usually not my favorite, but it is tastes like herbs, you know, like lots of herbs in it. So that's all right. Okay, well, this is it again. Well, the radio is fixed. Thank you very much for watching. If you have questions or remarks or anything at all, put them in the comments down below. And hope to see you next time.